Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My good name is Cecilia, and today I want us to be learning about landforms. And let me say for a fact that with this question it's quite tricky for many, especially whereby you are asked to use a diagram to explain the formation of a certain landform. So what do you do? What do you do? So that is what we are going to be doing today, and I hope you will enjoy this video. So you are welcome, welcome. So my question today is very simple, and that is what I'm going to use to summarize for you how you're supposed to answer a question on landform, especially whereby you are told to use a diagram. So the first things first, there are those things that you are supposed to remember. And what are these things actually? So that is what we are going to be doing. So that is the first thing that I'm going to be telling you. And for sure, one of the things that you are supposed to remember, it is the fact that whenever you are drawing, make sure you have a frame. You draw your diagram, draw a frame on that diagram. The next thing that you are supposed to do is name your diagram. The other thing that you are supposed to do is, that is number two. Number one, frame your diagram. Remember to name your diagram. The third thing is you are supposed to label your diagram. If it is about a map, you are supposed to draw a map, especially where you are supposed to maybe enlarge or expand a map. Then in that case, you are supposed to be having a key. And also, if you have a lot of features that are going to be captured in your diagram. But if not so, then be able to label those parts of your diagram. Let us see clearly the lines which are really showing this part is the name of a certain part clearly. So again, whenever you are drawing these lines to show a certain part in that diagram, make sure you don't use an arrow. Yeah, yes, don't use an arrow. This is because with an arrow in biology shows the, is it the producer, the eater? So in this case, we are not doing that, and you are just showing exactly this part, what it is, the name of that part. Therefore, you are not supposed to make an arrow there. I'll be giving you an example of what you're not supposed to do, what you're supposed to do with those lines. I'm going to be showing you a picture up there. So I'll be showing you which arrows, okay, not which arrows, the lines, how you're supposed to draw them. Again, when you are labeling, make sure your words are straight. You give your words straight. You write straight. Okay? So, with that, I have looked at a question, and a very interesting question on this topic, action of water in limestone areas. Yeah, action of water in limestone areas. And let us look at a feature like this one. You are told, with an aid of a diagram, describe the formation of a stalagmite. Stalagmite. How do we get to draw, or how are we going to use a diagram to describe that? So this is the first thing. You need to describe how this stalagmite is formed. Remember how it is formed. How is it formed? So this is how it is formed, of course. We start by explaining how the rainwater gets to mix with carbon dioxide it forms a weak acid. Then that weak acid gets to the underground. Remember, this underground, we are talking about underground, whereby in that underground there is a cave. There is a cave there downside. So there is the part where we are looking at the ground, underground, there is an underground cave. So this rainwater comes, pours on this underground. Then remember that I've said that it has formed what? A weak acid. So with this weak acid now seeps through this underground. When it is seeping through the underground, gets to react with the limestone. Now again, in this part now it forms, we have said that with this weak acid, it seeps through the limestone rocks or the limestone area that we are talking about. Then if it passes through again through this limestone, it reacts. It reacts with that limestone. So when it reacts with this limestone, yeah, when it reacts with that limestone, then again it forms a solution. And with this solution, we are calling this solution calcium hydrogen carbonate solution. So with that solution, it's the one that now seeps through now the cave, now the space. Let's assume it is just like this. So here, this space here. So we have that space. So this space here in a drop. So it drops down. When it is dropping down, the solution itself now starts to evaporate upon reaching this ground, the base of the cave, hapa chini. Sasa achana na hapa juu, hapa chini sasa. So it does what? It gets there and then it gets to evaporate. Then there is this, what do you call it? Residue that has been left. And with this residue now that is left is known as sodium carbonate. With this sodium carbonate, it's in solid form now. Because of course the evaporation, that means the solution where we have the hydrogen, it may evaporate. You know about water evaporating in the air. So that is it. And now upon doing that, the next thing that you would say is that the more of this solution gets down to this, the base of or the down part of the cave, when it gets to reach there, then it gets to build itself as the way it continues to evaporate, and those residues are left. Those residues that are left, they get to continue building themselves up and up. And with that, you find that with that, if this is the base, then it is going to form something like this. And that is what now we call the stalagmite. And by that you say, or you finalize by saying, the accumulation of such now crystals, or that sodium carbonate, the one that has been accumulated or has been built up like that, the residues, those residues, they are the ones that are forming what we are calling the stalagmite. Now, with the aid of that diagram, how are you going to draw that? Make sure now you show us in that diagram the limestone area, how you draw it, that limestone area, the underground cave, and then the seeping. Make sure you highlight parts such as stalactite. Remember, that solution whereby it is not going to reach underground, so it is going to hang there. So the one that hangs there, it is stalactite. Yeah. And then we have the one that now gets to settle underground, not underground, the base of the cave. They're the ones that are going to form the stalagmite. Show us that. Show us also limestone pillar. Is this limestone pillar? Yes, a limestone pillar, whereby now we have the stalagmite meeting stalactite, and then they are like this. If let's say if this is the base, if this is the base, then they get to meet like this. So if they get to meet like that, then uh, it means that that is what is going to form that pillar, limestone pillar. So let us see those parts, and by so doing, then you will be able to have answered that question on, with the aid of a diagram. You describe how stalagmite is what is formed. So thank you guys, hope you have learned. I'll be tagging that how that diagram is going to look like, and how you are supposed to draw up here. There you go. Yeah, so up here. So I will be drawing that diagram. I'll be showing you what you are, the exact thing that you are going to see, or the final diagram that you are supposed to draw. So thank you guys again. Remember how that diagram is supposed to look like. I've said that you should write the words straight. Remember to have a frame. Remember also to label that diagram well. Okay. So thank you guys, and I'll see you into the next video. Hope you have learned. And guys, remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember to comment. Remember also to share. Okay, I would like also comments on what I am supposed to tackle for you down there below. So yes, see you next. Ciao.